do in a jiu-jitsu match. What I want to do is, I'm going to use my similar stance as wrestling, except I know they can just reach out and grab hold of my lapels. So I want to keep a good, it's really important, even more important to keep a good stance and keep the guy away. And I want to tie up with my tie-ups, not let him get his. If he does tie me up, I have the counters for the tie-ups, which we'll go through. But my basic stance is exactly similar to the wrestling, where I get a nice base. My feet are on rails, on railroad tracks. I don't have a narrow base, and it's never a square stance. This right here, so we want to show what's wrong. Show you get the picture of wrong. So take this one. This is wrong.
All right.
That one's wrong. So we know. This is the one when we call this the square stance. I call it the trophy stance. This should only be seen on trophies that you get when you're a kid. Because in a square stance, in order for me, so here, in order for me to penetrate, to get forward, I've got to take a step. I'm not going to have power from this position. I'm not. I'm going to have power from here because I'm already loaded. If someone pushes into you right here, the first thing you have to do, if you're here and someone pushes you and you don't put a foot back, you're going to keep stumbling back. So the first thing, if someone pushes me or someone pulls me, this is coming. Pushing back, this is going. So you're in this stance already. You keep a nice, wide base. Like I say, my stance is here, and it sets up my 4 lines of defense. What we talk about and when we're doing counters to shots.
Now, you've had your stance for 30 years now.
Right.
How do people determine which is their, like I'm right-handed,
so typically,
I box like this, is that my wrestling stance or should I?
You have to think about this. I tell people this all the time. If you're boxing, striking, the reason why you stand with your left foot forward is because your right hand is dominant, and this is how you're going to get your hardest punch, the bum. But if you're jiu-jitsu and wrestling, if you're right-handed, if you have your right hand back, this is typically the hand you're grabbing with. So this hand is the dominant hand. So you want this hand up front because this is the hand you're reaching to the legs first with, not the hand you're reaching to the gi with. So what I tell people is, most people, if you're right-handed, typically you're going to have your right leg forward and your right hand, this is your power hand. This is the hand that's reaching towards the leg, is going to be grabbing the leg, the strongest part. Your undominant hand, the only other one, can grab the gi, grab the wrist. This isn't the power. This is critical that you get the tie up here, because if I reach up with this hand, I'm exposing my leg. But this hand is what I'm shooting the leg with. This is my stronger hand. This is my power hand.
Now every time.
So what I tell people is listen, I always say, because now it's a combination of a lot of people that do jiu-jitsu also do some MMA, so you're always staying here. I'm right-handed, but I box left because of my wrestling stance. So you can either, if you're used to standing here for your boxing stance, then you can change that right into your wrestling or jiu-jitsu stance. I never like to change them off, but you just find which hand. If you're right-handed, typically right-handed, your right leg's forward. If you're so used to going the other way because you've been in so much MMA, and my wrist is at my kneecap. It can be a little lower, but not higher. It's not in or out. Dead center like a bolt right through my wrist to my kneecap. And I'm not putting my weight down because it's going to put all the weight here and I'm not going to be able to get my foot. I have to be light as a tank, I call it. So I'm in here, I'm moving. I have to be able to move both feet. If I'm leaning down, all my weight's here. So even though it looks like I'm leaning here, this is free. Free in here to move, to shoot, down block, whatnot. Okay, so this is my stance. My back, so that you see on the picture we just took, is this, do we need more from this way or do you think that?
No, that's fine.
So my back, you notice, is at a 45-degree angle. I've never wind up here because if the guy hits into me, I compromise this way. If I'm bent over, it's easy to snap my head down.
Show that real quick. Show him leaning back with your back.
So if this is the wrong stance. That way, this way, also here. So those are all wrong because one, I'm leaning, be able to snap my head down. One, I'm standing up straight, be able to compromise me going this way. And another one, I'm reaching with the wrong hand. You know, everyone thinks they're gonna protect their collar and reach like this. But when they shoot on your legs, you have nothing. You're as far away from protecting them as you can. That's the best when people come here. Poof, just blow through on their legs. They don't have the same reaction time as being from here. I can react, boom. And I'm low. It's harder for them to get low. A lot of people are used to shooting, but then staying on their knees. They'll shoot, pull guard to get the guard. Great, no points. Now I'm on top. Better for me, in theory. So I'm controlling. If you're going to pull guard, I don't have a problem pulling guard, you know? I mean, but you should pull guard when you're in control and where you're actually going to do setting up pulling guard for a reason, not just pull it whenever, always taking me down, I'll go to my guard. You don't really have a choice then. So.